No, I'm going to own up to something. I have a lot of phobias. I just do. There's a lot of different things that just freak me out, and so I avoid those things. And that's okay. I have to say that because I have the phobia. It's okay. You know, I mean, there are some times where people decide I have to overcome this phobia, and they'll go through the trials and tribulations of overcoming it. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Me, I'm kind of lucky that the phobias I have, I can pretty much avoid, except for the one about death. Unfortunately, probably at some point I won't be able to avoid that one. But I have phobias. But there are phobias and then there are fears. And fears are a different animal because if we always, allow our fears to guide us, then there's like good things that just aren't going to happen. For instance, I'm scared of the dentist. I'm not going to lie. I am scared of the dentist. Why? Because the dentist is one of the few doctors that you go to where you're going to walk out feeling worse than you did when you walked in. You just are. Even if it's just a cleaning. They get that hook into you and they're doing all that scraping or whatever. You may walk out with teeth that look wonderful, but it hurts. It hurts for a little while. Your gums kind of get inflamed a little bit. Maybe you're bleeding a little bit. If you had to have a filling done or anything else, they've had to use Novocaine, so you're walking out and you might have that slump thing in your face where it's hard to smile or do anything else and you look bad. But I'm scared of the dentist. The highest blood pressure I ever had was because I went to the dentist after being in pain for like 3 or 4 days and I was scared to death. I just was. My mother was scared of dentists. My mother didn't go to the dentist for almost 30 years because when she was a little girl, she'd gone to a dentist to fix a tooth. He cracked her tooth and ended up putting in a false tooth with this gold thing. That was an old thing that they used to do back in the day. So my mother never smiled for pictures because she didn't want anyone seeing that gold thing around her tooth. She didn't smile out that often. But eventually she got a little older. My dad's dental plan got better. You weren't going to dentist on the air base. And she went. Yes, she had to have that tooth fixed and some other teeth fixed. She ended up with some partials. But most people can't tell. It looks very natural. She's happy. She can eat well. And she started to smile. So the dentists are some of those people. I hate to have blood taken. Now, this sounds funny because I inject myself twice a day as a diabetic. But, I move it around. The needle is like, something like this. So the blood that they have to do when they stick that needle in you, it's a little bigger. The needles for shots are a little bit bigger. Don't like that. So I'm scared of that. A lot of people are. But you know what? You go and you get it done because the benefit of doing it is better than not knowing. I want the blood work done so I know, okay, just how healthy or non-healthy am I? What do I need to work on? That's just, how it is. So this is one of those kind of questions that I like to throw out to people. What fears do you have? Not phobias, but what fears do you have that you need to overcome in order to move forward with your life? One of the fears I know a lot of people have is the fear of self-employment. Self-employment is hard. I'm not going to lie. This is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. The work, wonderful. I enjoy the work. I hate the marketing. I hate the sales part. I hate the part where you think you've got the contract and then at the last minute they don't deliver. For whatever reason, they want to change that. I hate the part of chasing people down for money. I've had, to do that on a couple of occasions. And, what am I supposed to do? Sue everybody? I did sue one person, but in general, if you have to get to that point, sometimes you almost have to say, you know what, let's just let this go. This isn't worth it. But I did it. I'm still self-employed. It turned out to be a good thing I'm self-employed now that I have to be home with my mother. But it makes marketing harder to do because I'm home with my mother. But I still overcame that fear. You might not believe this because I could do these videos, but I'm kind of a bit of an introvert. I don't like getting into the middle of people's conversations. I hate the fact that you have to kind of interrupt someone's day to try to reach them. If you're doing it on phone, I can send email, but sometimes I hate that because it seems so impersonal, even though I do research and I look for their names and their actual position names. So when I write them, I know who I'm writing and they know who's writing them. It's a tough thing to overcome. It's a fear, but It's a fear that has to be overcome for me to have this opportunity to make a living on my own. So let me just ask you, do you have fears that you fight, that you have to overcome in order to progress or in order to get something done? Or do you acquiesce to your fears and say, you know what, fear, you got this. I'm out of here. I'm going to go watch something on TV. And I have to say something on TV because the only thing I know that's on TV now is WWE wrestling. Isn't that a shame? I don't know a single TV program that's on these days because I haven't watched a TV program since 2013. That I can identify the last time I watched a TV program is a shame. But there you go. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. My name is Mitch Mitchell. You have a wonderful day.